Hi guys, good morning. It's Sunday, so our notes for today are going to be pretty simple. They're going to be a continuation of yesterday's notes. Remember, there's a part 1, part 2, and a part 3. This is part 3, but since yesterday's video cut me off in the middle of one of the examples, I'm going to pick up there, and then I'm going to finish with part 3, our last example. If you go down to the bottom, this is about where I left off on yesterday's video. I was about to FOIL and then it cut me off. Okay, so we're going to pick up right there. The first thing I was saying was that you needed to multiply x times x times 2, 2 times x, and then 2 times 2. So we're going to do that really quickly. X times x gives you x squared. X times 2 gives you 2x. 2 times x gives you 2x, and then 2 times 2 gives you 4. You're going to combine all the numbers that are the same, which in this case are the 2x and the 2x's. So 2x plus 2x equals to 4x. That's right. So your answer is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 4. And if you notice, this answer using the FOIL method is the same as this answer, which is using the box method. So whichever method you like to use more, whichever method you feel more comfortable with, is totally fine with me. You can use either one, okay? All right, so now that we have our FOIL done, we need to bring down the 5 and the 9, the negative 9, sorry. Excuse me. So you're going to go 5 times everything on the inside, x squared plus 4x plus 4 minus 9 at the end. So now we need to distribute, just like we did in the previous example. Remember how we multiplied 2 times each of the terms? Negative 2 times each of the terms. So now we're going to multiply 5 times each of the terms. We're going to multiply 5 times x squared, which gives us 5x squared. Then we multiply 5 times 4x, which gives us 20x. And then we multiply 5 times 4, which is 20. We can't forget the negative 9, okay, at the end. So make sure you bring it down. A lot of students make this mistake. They forget either about the negative 9 or the positive 5 in the front. So they forget either to distribute, multiply everything times 5, or subtract your constant by 9. All right, so your final answer is 5x squared plus 20x, and then 20 minus 9 is 11. Okay. So we are finished with that question. We are finished changing it from vertex form to standard form. Ding, 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 ding. Now all we need to find is the key attributes for this function. So our key attributes are going to be your vertex, your axis of symmetry, maximum or minimum, you know, all that good stuff. Okay, so I need you to write down A equals, B equals, and C equals. And we know, and I'm going to zoom in a lot. Right about there. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 20, and C is equal to positive 11. We know that A is positive, so we know that it's going to be pointing up, which means that instead of a maximum, this is actually going to be a minimum. The C value is always our y-intercept. So the y-intercept is, where does it cross the x-axis? I'm sorry, the y-axis, when x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 11. So your C gives you your y-intercept. The next thing we're going to find is the axis of symmetry. In order to find the axis of symmetry for a function in standard form, we know we have to use the formula negative b divided by 2a. What's the opposite of b? The opposite of 20 is negative 20. And then you're going to multiply 2 times a, which is in this case 10. So you have negative 20 divided by 10 gives you negative 2. So your axis of symmetry occurs when x is equal to negative 2. Okay, now that you have your axis of symmetry, this helps you find your vertex. Your vertex is going to be negative 2, comma, and then we have to figure out what the y value is. So you go back to your original equation, f of x equals to 5x squared plus 20x plus 11, and you're going to substitute in negative 2 wherever you see an x. So instead of x squared, we're going to have negative 2 squared. Instead of 20x, we're going to have 20 times negative 2, and then at the very end, add 11. Okay, so now we're going to plug in a negative 2 wherever we see an x. We have a negative 2 there, a negative 2 there. And then you have to simplify. We always do PEMDAS, so the order of operations is to do parentheses first. What is negative 2 squared? Positive 4. What's 20 times negative 2? Gives you negative 40 plus 11. Okay, and I'm about to run out of space, so I'm going to kind of squeeze it in. 5 times 4 is 20. 20 minus 40 is negative 20 plus 11 is, I guess I could continue writing down there, but negative 20 plus 11 is negative 9. So your vertex is going to be negative 2, negative 9. Yay! Okay, so now we have done 2 examples of changing vertex form to standard form and how to find all of your key attributes, maximum or minimum, your y-intercept, your axis of symmetry, the vertex. The thing that we're missing is domain and range, but we'll cover that in another video. So we're going to move on to example 3. So this is part 3 of your video. I remember it cut me off yesterday, so I'm starting from, I wanted to finish off part 2. Don't forget to put your name, period, and date on your piece of paper. Today's date, I think, is the 27th. Your main ideas and questions go on the side. I just went ahead and folded the paper over. Part 3 is a continuation of yesterday, which is vertex to standard form. This is our last example, okay? I hope by now you guys are kind of getting the hang of it and you're getting a little bit better, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do this last example. It is going to go a little faster than the other examples. Try to see if you can predict what I'm doing or if you can even do it before me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply x minus 4 times x minus 4. So we need to FOIL. FOIL says that I have to multiply the first terms together, which gives me x squared. Then I need to multiply the outer terms together, which gives me negative 4x. Then I need to multiply the inner terms together. Negative 4 times x gives me negative 4x. And then at the very end, I have to multiply the last terms together, which is negative 4 times negative 4 gives us positive 16. We need to combine like terms. The terms that can be combined are the negative 4x and the negative 4x. So you're left with x squared minus 8x plus 16. I'm going to show, that's the FOIL method, and then we're going to do the box method. Remember, by now you probably have a favorite, so you pick the one that you like the most. Okay, I'm going to multiply x times x, gives me x squared. Then I multiply x times a negative 4, gives me negative 4x. I multiply negative 4 times x, gives me negative 4x. And then at the very end, I'm going to multiply negative 4 times negative 4, which gives me positive 16. You combine the like terms. In this case, the like terms are negative 4x and negative 4x, which at the very end gives us negative 8x plus 16. So x squared minus 8x plus 16, the same exact answer as we got using the FOIL method. Don't forget to bring down your -3 and your +7. So you're going to multiply your whole function by -3 and add 7 to the end. -3 times x squared gives you -3x squared. -3 times -8x gives you +24x. And -3 times +16 is, well, on the side, I'm going to multiply 16 times 3. -3 makes a negative answer. 6 times 3 is 18, carry the 1, so we have -48. So -48 plus 7, can't forget about the +7 at the end. And to finish this problem off, switching it from vertex form to standard form, we have -3x squared plus 24x, and then -48 plus 7 leaves us with -41. How'd you guys do? A little bit better? Not too fast? Hopefully you can go through it again if you need to, rewind if you need to, and kind of try to beat me or stay with me as I go through this, okay? We know that the value of A is -3, the value of B is 24, and the value of C is -41. We need to decide, is this maximum or minimum? A is equal to -3, so that means it's going to be a sad face. The number at the top is going to be a maximum. So this graph is going to be pointing down and have a maximum or a vertex at that point. Your y-intercept always comes from your c value. So your y-intercept, or it crosses, this graph crosses the y-axis at 0, -41. The next thing you want to find is your axis of symmetry, and that is -b divided by 2a. So what's the opposite of b? -24, and then you substitute in -3. 2 times -3 is -6. -24 divided by -6 is a +4. So your axis of symmetry is x equals to 4. Don't forget to add that x equals to. That's super important, okay? Vertex, you know that your vertex is going to be 4 comma something. We don't know what that something is, but all we need to do is go back to our function. We changed it from vertex to standard, and now wherever we see an x, we're going to substitute in +4. So I really have f of 4 is equal to -3 times 4 squared plus 24 times 4 minus 41. So you're going to substitute in the +4. I accidentally put -4, okay? So I'm going to change that to +4 everywhere. When you multiply 4 squared, you know that +4 times +4 is 16. I'm going to bring down everything and change this negative to positive. -3 times 16, we know from before, is equal to -48. And then 24 times 4 is actually equal to 96. But not -96, it should be a +96, because +24 times 4 is +96 minus 41. Okay, and to finish it off, -48 plus 96, I'm going to subtract 48 from 96, sorry, which gives us 8. So -48 plus 96 is the same thing as subtracting 48 from 96, which just leaves us +48 minus 41 is equal to a +7. So your vertex is 4, 7. Yay! So now we're finished. It's your turn. In order to turn in these notes completed, I want you to convert the following functions from vertex form to standard form. And then I want you to identify the key attributes. So just like example 1, 2, and 3, I want you to do the same thing